Well, hey everybody, Pastor Neil here. Welcome to my office. It's time for 3-Minute Thursday. Hey, this morning on Thursday, it's July 19th. Got to spend a couple hours with a bunch of the leaders from the City Church, pastors and ministry leaders, down at PK Park. Actually spent the time in worship and prayer. Our own Grace Hanson was part of the worship team. She and another friend, Mike Brando, led worship there was probably 60, 70 people. And so we spent the time in worship and praying for City Fest, actually at PK Park. And so asking God to do a great thing in our city and for people to come to know Jesus. We actually ended the morning by walking out onto the field and just praying over that place. And then we ended up circled around home plate. And it was a great experience to be with leaders in the City Church. And so I just encourage you, we've been praying for months now, I'd encourage you to keep praying for these next 10 days into and towards City Fest, that people would come to know Jesus. So a couple things, and I learned some things too. I knew of some of the outreach events the week leading into City Fest, like this coming Tuesday is a first responders breakfast. So we want to pray that a lot of our first responders in the city would just receive invitations from others and would come to that breakfast. And at that place, the gospel will be presented. There's also that evening, the 24th, is a women's outreach. You can actually go to info.norkenzie.net. And if you're one of our women and you want to go out to the winery to experience that, you sure can. There's over 400 people, 400 women have already signed up. So it sounds like it's going to be a great event at the winery. And my prayer was that there be women there who'd experience new wine, the new wine of Jesus. And so be praying for the first responders breakfast, the women's outreach. And then on Friday, there's a youth outreach under the Washington Jefferson Street Bridge. They're setting up a skate park, and there's going to be some professional skaters coming out, going to give testimony and share the gospel there to youth. We have a lot of homeless youth in the city, so just pray for that youth outreach, that there'd be a lot of spreading by word of mouth about that outreach. And then, of course, the 28th is City Fest at PK Park. And so if you got one of those cards, you can see it is free. And also the schedule gates open at 2:30, family fun zone at 3. There's that action sports, and then the evening concerts and the gospel by Andrew Palau that evening at 6:30 or so. So it's going to be quite the event. Keep praying about it, and certainly invite your neighbors and friends, coworkers to join you at City Fest. What I also learned this morning is that there's still the need for volunteers in various areas. We talked last week, and there's still the chance to sign up and join some of our Norkenzie people serving in the Family Fun Zone. You can also volunteer for a lot of other things. Maybe you're a behind-the-scenes person. There's setup crews, there's teardown crews, there's parking crews. And the one need that they said is, quite outstanding is actually cleaning up the next day. So if you were thinking about skipping church and you wanted to skip church for Jesus and go down to PK Park between 9 and noon, Sunday morning the 29th, you have my permission to go to cityfest.org. This is where all the signups you can see on there. Just go to cityfest.org and click the volunteer link, and then you can see all the different things that people are doing as the City Church comes together to really serve and to love our city. So again, what is that? cityfest.org. You can go there and volunteer to serve. Encourage you to do that. Tonight, there's the 5th and final City Fest prayer evening, Thursday night. Valley River Life has been hosting those, so 7 o'clock, Valley River Life, you want to join some others. There's actually brothers and sisters down from Bellingham, Washington. Met some from Vancouver, Washington. There's relationships there with some of our leaders, specifically over, One Church One Day that we've been doing for 3 years. They've actually been doing it for 10 years. And they came down just to support the City Church here in Eugene. So pretty cool. And I understand that they're going to be there tonight. So it's going to be a good time of prayer. So that's City Fest. Be involved. All right. What about Norkenzie specific? The season is really about loving people and the opportunity to outreach And so this Sunday, the 22nd, if you're not going to, no, that's the next week. Don't skip church on the 22nd. Come to worship, 9 or 11. We're going to continue the Hypocrite series. 2 o'clock is the PK Park prayer walk, and we learned more about that today too. It's going to be a great family event with a lot of different experiences and prayer stations. So 2 o'clock is the prayer walk, and then Norkenzie Amazon pool party is from 6 to 8 o'clock Sunday night. So the 22nd is a great opportunity to be involved in the kingdom and what God's doing. And then finally, I tell you, our day of prayer is Sunday the 29th. And if you'd like to take a half an hour to pray, want to sign up, please do that, either this Sunday on the chalkboard or just email me, message me, phone call me, pigeon carrier me, whatever, and let me know what time would work best for you, and I'd love to sign you up on that. And then the last thing is a month from today. Here's another great outreach opportunity. A month from today, August 19th, is Worship in the Park. We're going to go up to Armitage Park and have our worship up there, have some river baptisms. If that's you, want to be baptized into Christ in the Mackenzie, I encourage you to do that. And then we'll have a barbecue and spend the afternoon together as Norkenzie church family. All right, a lot going on, a lot of great things to be praying for. You're not going to be able to do all of that, but you might watch this again and pick one or two things that you want to do to be involved in what God's doing in and through us here in the church. And certainly encourage everybody to pray about and for all of these things. God's going to do great things, and we're praying that, Jesus would be made famous here in Eugene and Springfield. All right, everybody, enjoy your Thursday. We'll talk to you soon.